Hey everyone, we're back again with continuing education. I am Minister James Moss, and we are in the book of Luke. We're starting a new chapter, chapter 7, and that chapter we're going to cover the first 10 verses, and this one is entitled, A Roman Officer Demonstrates Faith. All right, so like I said, we're just going to jump right to it, get into it, and make it do what it do. But first, before I do that, let me make sure that I mark it off so that I don't go past it. Because, boy, there are sometimes I get into reading the scripture and I just keep, it's just like, and like, you're supposed to stop way back there. Okay, so I want to make sure we don't do that. All right, so here we go. The story of the officer's extraordinary faith in Jesus reiterates a dominant theme in Luke's writings, the inclusion of the Gentiles in the family of faith. The faith of this officer foreshadows the faith of another officer, Cornelius, the first Gentile convert to Christianity. All right, so here we go, verses 1 through 10, chapter 7. Now, when he had ended all his sayings in the audience of the people, and he entered into Capernaum, and a certain centurion's servant who was dear unto him was sick and ready to die. And he said, and when he heard of Jesus, he sent unto the elders of the Jews, beseeching him that he would come and heal his servant. And when they came to Jesus, they besought him instantly, saying that he was worthy for whom he should do this, for he loveth our nation, and he hath built us a synagogue. Then Jesus went with them, and when he was now not far from the house, the centurion sent friends to him, saying unto him, Lord, trouble not thyself, for I am not worthy that thou shouldest enter under my roof. For wherefore neither thought I myself worthy to come unto thee, but say in a word, and my servant shall be healed. For I also am a man set under authority, having under me soldiers, and I say unto one, Go, and he goeth, and to another, Come, and he cometh, and to my servant, Do this, and he doeth it. When Jesus heard these things, he marveled at him, and turned him about, and said unto the people that followed him, I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel. And when they were sent, returning to the house, found the servant whole that had been sick. All right. Love these. I just love it, man. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Verse 1, Capernaum had become Jesus' home base while he was in Galilee. Located on the northwestern shore of the Sea of Galilee, Capernaum was the largest of the many cities surrounding the lake. Far more than just a fishing village, it was the economic center of Galilee and sat near a major trade route, and thus was a wealthy city. The city housed a contingent of Roman soldiers. Verses 2 and 3. A Roman army officer had a highly valued slave who was sick and near death. The officer wanted him to be healed. Why so much concern about a slave? The Jewish historian Josephus wrote that Roman soldiers had many slaves who actually trained and fought with them. So this slave may have been the officer's personal attendant with whom he felt a close bond. The officer had heard about Jesus, so he certainly knew of Jesus' healing power. He sent a request for healing to Jesus apparently because he believed Jesus was sent from God. He may have known about the healing of the official's son, and he knew that Jesus had the power to heal his slave. Matthew chapter 8 verse 5 says the Roman officer visited Jesus himself, while Luke says that he sent some respected Jewish leaders to present his request to Jesus. In those days, dealing with the person's messengers was considered the same as dealing with the one who had sent them. Verses 4 and 5. The animosity between the Jews and the Romans was no secret. The Jews hated the occupation army, the Romans. In turn, they hated the Jews. Yet in this story, we find a different sort of Roman soldier, a man who seems to have been a God-fearing man. He loved the Jewish people and built a synagogue. That this officer could request a favor of these Jewish elders and have them respond so willingly would normally come as a surprise. That the elders earnestly begged Jesus to come on behalf of this officer was even more out of character with normal Jewish-Roman relationships. Verses 6 through 8. Jesus responded to the request brought by the Jewish elders and went with them. Just before they arrived at the house, the officer sent another message by the way of some friends. Lord, don't trouble yourself by coming to my home. Just say the word from where you are, and my servant will be healed. The officer understood that since he was a Gentile, he was considered unclean by the Jews. He may also have felt himself unworthy to have Jesus enter his home. This Gentile understood more than most of the Jews of Jesus' day. He saw Jesus' superiority. He saw that Jesus' authority was greater than his own, and that Jesus did not have to personally visit his home. Jesus' words would be enough. The officer was accustomed both to obeying and being obeyed. He may have understood that Jesus' power and authority came from God. When Jesus spoke, God spoke. Jesus did not need rituals or medicines or even his touch or presence to accomplish a healing. The officer applied his understanding of authority to Jesus. Verse 9, the Jews who had been looking for Jesus couldn't see him for who he was, yet this Gentile did. Jesus was amazed and exclaimed to the crowd that he had not seen faith like this in all of Israel. This did not mean that no one in Israel had faith, but many did not accept the good news. Without the benefit of really knowing the Old Testament scriptures and learning from esteemed Jewish leaders, this Gentile man understood the need to depend totally on Jesus' power. He knew without a doubt that Jesus could do what seemed impossible. Such faith both astonished and pleased Jesus. Verse 10. Luke did not even record another word spoken by Jesus, but emphasized that the officer's faith had been well placed. The officer's friends returned to his house and found the slave completely healed. Man, the power behind Jesus and that spoken word is just awesome. I can't tell you enough that this is just, every time I go through these gospels and read, I just get more and more just empowered and encouraged to keep going, because we see the God that we're serving. And this type of God that we serve is the real deal. He's the living God. We don't have to do rituals. We don't have to cut ourselves and dance all over the place and fall over church benches and spit and all that. That's not even necessary. All we have to do is have faith and believe. That's all he asks. And this is what happened with this Roman officer. He just had faith and he believed and he knew and he understood and he recognized. And that's what we need to do, is we need to recognize who Christ is. All right, that does it for this lesson. Go back, reread the scripture, play the video again, ask God, hey God, give me some revelation of what's going on here. Am I matching up to what the word is saying here? And if not, help me achieve that. All right, until next time, God bless you, God keep you, and remember, always keep studying.